Is our great republic doomed? Hey everybody, it's Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. If you're aware of anything, you probably know a lot of the things that are going on in the United States of America. Starting off with, one of the most important things, one of the biggest things, is our national debt. Now a lot of people say, sure, but that's just a bunch of ones and zeros. True. And some people say, we can just turn it off. Well, yeah, but then you lose all credibility. That's like me saying, hey, I give you my word, I'll do something, and then I don't. We are our word. So, just turning that off, not an option. What about inflation? Rising costs everywhere. Shortages we've heard about. Wars and rumors of wars. Yes, right now a lot is going on. I know there's people out there that say, yeah, I've been hearing the same thing for 30 years. Well, maybe you have. Because yes, there's always somebody out there that's saying, doom and gloom, everything's over, stuff like that. But if you look at the indicators, you look at what there is, how everything's working, who controls everything. There's so much going on. Push for meatless society, fertilizer shortages, hay shortages, meat, things at the grocery store, diesel exhaust fluid. Lots of people. Another big thing is, there's a lot of people out there now still refusing to work. And refusing to go back to work from the events of the last couple of years. Are you kidding me? Some people are still, worried about that. I still see masks, cloth masks, or paper masks that don't do crap. They don't do crap. Now I get it. If somebody's actually concerned and they have real concerns, if they're wearing a real mask that actually did something, sure, go for it. And yes, we all have free will. I'm not knocking people's free will. You can do what you want. But the sad thing is that it's not just a free will thing. It is a programming thing. That's another hurdle. Mainstream media. People being spoon-fed what the powers that be want them to know. They don't have an independent thought because they haven't been exposed to it yet, necessarily. All they hear, all they see is what they want them to see. All they hear is what they want them to hear. The stuff going on overseas, NATO, China, Russia, Ukraine, the Scandinavian countries, Europe. A lot of stuff going on. As well as the continued assaults on our freedoms, on our rights. So if a government can take it away, it's not a right. Right? So they can't take it away. I've heard people say that it's, we need to stand up and do something about it. That's true. We do. That doesn't necessarily mean through force of arms. But if we're going to fix this, if we're going to save our nation, or any nations around the world, the people are going to have to do something about it. The people are going to have to say, no, we're not playing your game anymore. The people are going to have to unplug from the mainstream media. They're going to have to unplug from a lot of this BS out there that all they hear. People are going to have to start talking to each other, face to face, like human beings. I don't care if you're on the left or on the right. Black, white, Christian, Muslim, whatever it may be. We're still human beings. We can still talk with each other. And people have gone down the path of, if you don't believe what I believe, I hate you. I can't talk to you, I want to cancel you, all that stuff. That's so stupid. It's okay to have different opinions. We all have free will. I know a lot of you big, awesome subscribers, patrons, stuff like that, you've been here for a long time. We don't see eye to eye and everything. That's okay. We don't have to. The core of what we believe is important, yes. What we stand for is important, yes. But we have to recognize and honor the fact that everybody has the right to their own opinion. We may not like it, we may not agree with it, we may not choose to associate or be around those people. That's fine. But this agenda of division also is a big deal. They want to divide us along any line that they can possibly come up with. It's about power and control. We are the crabs, the lobsters, whatever, in the pot with the water boiling around us. We've allowed that to happen. We've allowed that slow boil to happen. It's not going to be just a poof, here we go, because then they know. They wouldn't get away with that. Because the people would be like, whoa, 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 and they'd stand up and do something about it. Slow approach. Progressivism. That's why it's called progressivism. Progressive, slow, over time, you can accomplish a lot. It's like death by 1,000 cuts instead of one stroke. Same thing. There's a lot of things I haven't mentioned that I just don't pop into my mind right away. Things that are going on in this nation. The militarization of police. All law enforcement are not bad guys. A lot of them are good people. But they are constrained by the politicians, and they're not allowed to do their jobs. They can't even perform their duties properly because of repercussions of, not even if they do it wrong, even if they do it all right, there's still repercussions. I wouldn't want to be in law enforcement today. I have mad respect for the people that do, that are good people, that will not follow unconstitutional orders and laws. Same with the military. The military and there's so many things. Everybody's going woke now. It's all about people's feelings. It's all about not offending anybody. I try not to be offensive. That's true. I get emails telling me, hey, don't worry about other people's feelings. Just say what you want to say. And that's true. I do, for the most part. I don't really care about other people's feelings. I mean, I do in a way, but I'm not going to do so in an offensive manner. We've just been, in morality, the loss of morality, the degradation of society. We've allowed our society to fall big time. What used to be good, or what is good, is now bad. What is bad and immoral is now good. Not actually, but that's the way they're trying to make it. That's the agenda. We've had some recent wins in the court system. Small ones, but hey, it seems like that may be our last bastion of hope. Don't know. And that's an imperfect system also. Our founding fathers wrote the Constitution and our founding documents in such a manner that they knew that it wasn't perfect. But they wrote in such a manner that we could perfect it over time. But instead we've destroyed it over time. And we, the people, have allowed that to happen. I've said many times before, our forefathers would have been shooting by now. And that's true. Totally different style of thinking and society. There's the cycle of civilizations. Good times create weak men. Weak men create bad times. Bad times create strong men. Strong men create good times. We're in that weak men have created bad times. So now it's time for us people to stand up and be strong men. And you guys know what I mean, men meaning men and women. It's not just men. Yes, women also. Women are just as valuable as men in this fight. But now is the time for us to be strong, for strong people to stand up and create those good times again. We've thrown away our almost all of our manufacturing capability in this country to other countries. So even if we were going to get into some long, drawn-out conflict, people talk about World War and stuff like that, we have no manufacturing capability to ramp up a war machine like we did back in World War II. We had a good manufacturing base, and we were able to ramp it up even further. Well, now we'd have to almost create a manufacturing base to start from. And that would not be a quick and easy process, especially with where do we get the stuff to create the tools and the machines and stuff like that to ramp it up? Oh, we'd have to get them from somewhere else. We'd have to get them from China. I've also heard a lot of things about Chinese made components in, getting into our critical infrastructure systems, like our power grid, and also some of those things having back doors so that they can cyber attack and shut us down. There's a lot of concerns out there. People concern New York City and their whole, how to survive nuclear war. Well, it's because they're trying to instill fear, for one thing. Another thing is they're trying to divide us. They're trying to make us angry and scared. Because when we're scared, we will just fall, not we as in me or you, but people in general will follow along like good little sheep. Because then that allows them to control you more. I would like you guys to be free thinkers, independent of the system. That's why I do things like this. I grow my own food. Not yet to the raising my own animals part. We got to get that done soon. But I have resources all around me that are raising animals. Or I said grow my own animals. I meant raise. You guys know what I mean. I got people all around. I got tribe. I got neighbors. I got people all around me that have animals. So I'm still good there. Being as self-sufficient as possible is one of the things that will help a society recover. It's that independence. It's that ability to stand alone and not rely on government. If you're in a situation where you're relying on government, well, then they can control you. You can't stand against somebody that's providing for you as easily as you can as if you're independent of the system and you're producing your own inputs, your own calories, you're gathering your own water, you're collecting your own water, you're doing all the stuff that we do as preppers. Preparedness is vital for a free society. We need to rely on ourselves and each other, build our tribes, build our networks, build our communities, so that we can be strong, we can be empowered. Along with that, if it goes the direction of two-way range opening up, those seeds flying in the air with big booms, that's another thing that's pathetic. Here we are in America, United States of America, and there's so much big C anti-one that I can't even use certain words. It's pathetic. And we're letting it happen. And I get emails, well, why don't you do something about it? Okay, well, why don't you do something about it? Seriously, we're going to have to do something about it. Is that through voting? Is it through protests? Is it through violence? Is it through whatever means? How can we do it? That is the question. That's the million-dollar question. And how are we going to get enough people to stand up and actually do something about it? Well, that's part of the thing part of the reason why I do this channel. If people get in the preparedness mindset, then that seed is planted for them to start being more independent thinkers and to search out real news, not mainstream media. It's a lot easier to get in that mindset of, wow, I see everything that's going on around me. And so I'm preparing myself. I'm preparing my family. I'm preparing tribe. That gets people more along the lines thinking about, wow, look at all these things, look what's going on in the world today. I don't like it. So more people get to the mindset of, hey, what can we do about it? And as things get worse, there'll be more and more people waking up saying, hey, what are we going to do about this? And there will come a time and a point when there'll be enough people saying, enough. We're not playing the game anymore. Or something will happen. Don't know what it is. I really hope it's a peaceful solution, but that's just, I don't know. It seems really difficult at this point with everything going on, and the powers that be are so entrenched in our system that, like Bill Gates is one of the largest if not the largest farm owner in the United States of America. He owns a computer company. Really? People in power are buying up land, farms, water rights. They are preparing themselves. They're building bunkers. They're building fallout shelters. They're building bug out locations. They have private security forces. They have these systems in place. Do you? I know I don't. I don't have a bunker complex and private security forces, and probably neither do you. So what do? We prepare the best we can, right? I mean, we're all on a budget. We all have constraints. We all have different abilities. We have different talents. We have different resources, financial resources, land resources, labor resources, like how many people. We're all in different situations. We all can't do, like when I do my gardening videos, we all can't grow the same things. Because here I am in the Pacific Northwest, the way I grow and what I grow is not what somebody in Arizona or Texas or Oklahoma or even New York, whatever, is going to be able to grow. But showing people this kind of stuff is still important because it plants that seed in your mind and you're like, wow, that's amazing, that's beautiful, that's awesome. I'm going to do it myself. And then it's up to you to do the research to find out how to do it for your AO, for your area of operations, where you live. It's up to you to figure out what animals you should be raising within your dietary constraints. I don't know what you eat. All I can do is plant the seed, empower you, and here I am, 17 minutes in the video. I forgot, of course, to say please subscribe, hit that thumbs up, comment below, share the videos, and check us out on Patreon. Doing awesome things there. Yeah. And we're going to continue. I really appreciate your support. It's awesome. And yes, I am going to get to some other stuff. This isn't the end. Almost 29,000 subscribers. I am gathering stuff for a 30,000 subscriber giveaway. I don't know how I'm going to do it, how it's all going to go down, but yeah, that's the goal. And I hear comments all the time about, man, we love your content, stuff like that. I can't believe you only have 29,000 subscribers. Well, a lot of that has to do with the Al, Gore, Itham thing, and shutting us down. A lot of people have been successful though, and somehow they've gotten past that. It's a game. I'm always trying to figure out how to do it. I also get comments. One the other day was, man, I know you got to make ends meet and stuff like that. But man, the amount of ads in your videos is crazy. I don't control that. I don't control how many ads are in a video. I apologize if there's too many. Just hit that skip. Or if you really want to support the channel, let them play. That would be appreciated, sure. But, I just want you to know I don't control that. Back to the main idea. We all need to know what our line in the sand is, what our red line is, when it's crossed. Also, we need to know what we are going to do about it. How active are we going to be in the process of restoring our nation and our freedoms? Are we going to go down, the closest town to me, every Friday, Saturday, there's a whole bunch of people, a tiny town, a whole bunch of people lying in the street, waving American flags. A lot of them are Trump flags, Trump 2024 flags and stuff like that, which, hey, I'll say one thing about that. Trump's not our savior. He's not going to save the world. He's one man. Did he do some good? Yes, he did a lot of good, I think. I think he did a fairly decent job as president. It's going to take more than that, though. It's not the end-all, be-all. He's not, he's not Jesus risen. So I don't have any faith in, I've really lost faith in government in general. I think it's going to be us, we the people, that are going to fix things if they're getting fixed. So we need to know our plan of action. If this happens, what are we going to do? When this happens, what are we going to do? You need to know that each individual and talk to people about this. Talk to people. Even if you don't agree, like politically, left, right, all that stuff. You can still talk about common sense things that people are seeing. Talk about the national debt. Talk about facts, the national debt. Talk about shortages. Talk about inflation. Talk about housing bubble. Talk about, international bankers. Talk about, I don't know. There's a lot of different things you can talk about to plant that seed in somebody that even, you may not even think that they are ideologically along the lines of actually doing something about it. Some people just want handouts. They just want the government to take care of them. They want everything free. They don't want to do any work for it. And we all know how that ends up. Look at Venezuela. Any socialist society, Venezuela is not the perfect thing, but any socialist system of government throughout history, it's great at first because it's like everything's free. Me working a job in that system, my neighbor working a job in that system. Neighbor, for example, decides, hey, I'm going to get the same as everybody else, even if I work less. So they'll work less. And then they'll eventually stop working. And they'll sit on their butt and get the same as me working my butt off. Then I see that and I'm like, whoa, hey, Bob over there is getting the same as I am. I'm working my butt off. He's not doing anything. So screw it. I'm going to stop working. Pretty soon, everybody stops working and the system implodes. That's what's wrong with socialism. Free market. Free market. Now, the term capitalism was designed to be a negative term to our economic system. It's actually free market. Free market capitalism is what some people call it. But that is where supply and demand, all that kind of stuff. If you got a product that people like, you'll sell it. You'll do well. If you mismanage it and you don't do it well, you'll collapse. We're not even allowing that to happen because we bail out banks. We bail out big auto. We bail out the powerful, rich people that are really in control of the system and of the world. People like, we're talking about New World Order, Illuminati, a lot of different things like that. There's a lot of stuff out there. There are rich and powerful people that want to control you. That is a fact. Don't let them. Say no. Say, I'm not playing anymore. I'm out. I'm done with your system. Get self-reliant. Move out of the cities. Go rural. Go off-grid. Whatever you need to do. However it works for you. But make sure you know what you're going to do when, what you're going to do if, and what your best course of action is. Train, gain skills, stockpile food, become independent of the system. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.